Hey, everybody, we're live on the pre-show. I think I might be a
Hey,
little under the
everybody.
weather. I think I'm getting something, maybe, or
Did
maybe
you
I'm
catch what
just.
I have?
Oh, shit, I
Because
hope
seriously,
not. You said what you had was bad.
so Wednesday I was sick. Then the kids both threw up on Wednesday, and
Oh,
they,
jeez. No,
yeah, I know it.
I hadn't felt like that.
It was
Thank
not good.
goodness.
It was
Shit.
not good.
Shit.
Our son's bed
Mm,
was covered in vomit. Uh,
never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. But yeah, I was. No, I'm feeling better. So
Nice.
the germs
So,
have traveled to Tennessee.
yeah,
There you go.
right. I hope
Take them.
not, dude.
Take them.
I often get allergies when the weather does all this weird shit. Where it's hot and cold. And, like, it was like
My
70 the
evil
other day, and
Minnesota
now the high is
germs.
like 50. I can't do that. I can just fucks with my sinuses. But had a great day Saturday, dude. Went and finished off all my raised beds, got them all in position, moved them all around. It's fucking fantastic. Went to Walmart, did my taxes, did all that adulting shit.
Adulting helps.
I hate it.
I
I
don't know when
hate
we're doing
adulting.
our taxes. I let the wife schedule that, so I don't
Oh,
remember.
fun. Fun. Yeah, you got to
I know
do
it's
them
coming up soon.
taxes. I hate doing the taxes because it's like the IRS knows what they owe me. Because if they give me too much, they'll let me know.
Yeah,
If they can tell you that, then they know how much. It's like, you know,
but they
Vegas.
want you to do it yourself to make you realize how much. It's like,
Well,
how
I
much
mean,
did
devil's
you? Yeah,
advocate answer is they don't necessarily know if you've done like charitable contributions and shit like that.
You're not wrong. You're not
Mm.
wrong. But I don't do that shit. I'm just kidding.
Well, of course you don't.
I
So
would
yeah,
if I had money. Who the
You know
hell?
what?
I'm a charity in and of myself.
The
Okay, I'm a
you know what a
charity
real
unto
charitable
myself.
solution is? Going to the Patreon and this.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah,
segue. Well,
yeah. Please do
plug.
that.
I don't
That'll
know,
just make my
whatever.
taxes
Shameless
even
plug.
harder next year, right? But yeah, I did my
We do
taxes.
this for no money, people.
I went to we just do it for fun. I have a but went to Walmart and just spent my ass off buying shelves and garden stuff. It was so much fun. But back to the pre-show. It's a shitty news week. Oh, and we have to talk about this is the pre-show, yeah. So we got to talk about Mondays now, not tomorrow, but starting the following Monday. My and man, I sound like fucking David. My work schedule, right? I'm not going to get off until 7 when we usually do the show, but I work from right here where I'm sitting. So like 7:10, maybe, we could do it. Like, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
that show's usually only like a 45 minute show. Anyway, everybody cool with that?
Yeah,
10-minute
Fine with me.
delay. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't be a big deal, but
I
I had
like
to
how
say,
like those of us like on the podcast find this out at the exact same time as anyone who might be listening. And that's
yeah, I
usually
want,
how it is. This isn't like a one-off occurrence. We're usually hashing these things out in real time.
yes, we
yeah,
are. Oh, we
maybe
are.
somebody listening has a good idea, where they usually don't.
I mean, statistically speaking, they're likely to have better ideas than us.
Oh,
But
that though, you're right there. But um, yeah, so it'd be like 10, maybe 15 minutes late. Probably not, but yeah, I did a lot of boring ass garden shit, and it was great. But well, we're not even doing the show yet. Let's start the damn show. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Knock, knock. Who's there? Go fuck yourselves.
Love that shit.
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
Dude, it's very underrated, man.
Oh, Catch Me If You Can. Tom
I mean,
Hanks.
that's kind of an evergreen clip, you know?
Oh, for sure. Oh, dude.
And we always want at least one person on the panel to go fuck themselves.
Greetings, geeks. Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek and Comics Outright Geekery's Comic Book Shit Talk Show.
Shit Talk Show.
Gomer Taylor, Andy, hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that damn movie, and it is kind of underrated. It is.
It's a good one.
It's fucking great. But yeah, I didn't do shit this week. Rewatching The Sopranos. I mean, I guess that's something. I don't know. Great shit. First season is like knock you out of the park. I had forgotten how great the very first season. Wyatt did what it did and took the world by storm. Because holy shit, it was fucking great,
Gomer
but-
coming in with a hot takes that a show that's widely regarded as maybe the best show ever is pretty good.
Yup.
The
Yup.
hottest take ever.
That's right.
Sopranos is great. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
on the
just-
short list. I mean, like in all seriousness, like it
Brilliant.
is on the short list for like best shows ever.
And not only that, it sort of changed TV. Like some of the other shows that are on that list, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, things like that, would not be shows. Bill Watchmen had never been a show, and you could go down the list how it kind of changed TV, But yeah, then I did a bunch of gardening shit, just boring ass shit. What'd y'all do this week?
I did go see The Beekeeper today.
Oh, the Jason Statham action
That's
movie
the one. Yeah,
where he's an apiarist. Is
that's
he
his
an actual-
hobby, but like, yeah,
Okay,
he's
yeah.
like he does
More of
do
a
some
hobby.
actual beekeeping, but yeah, he's like they're kind of doing
Does he
like a
kill
John
people
Wick
with
thing where
bees?
he's no, at no point
Okay,
in the movie
a
does he
good
kill someone with bees.
apiary would never want you to.
He does kill someone with honey, which apparently is flammable, at least according to this movie.
Really?
Like he throws a jar of honey on someone and then lights them on fire.
Honey can be flammable. Well, beeswax can be.
I've
Well,
never heard
it
that.
was like
Never
it,
heard that.
it was pretty pure honey, I guess. He was making it whatever. But the point is that like really your question kind of says everything there is to say about the movie. It's a Jason Statham action movie.
Oh, exactly.
know,
Yeah.
They're trying to
I
do the
thought-
John Wick thing where there's like a secret underground like
Oh, fun.
behind the scenes society that he's a part of, but it was fine. I mean, I have the unlimited thing, so basically it's a sunk
Oh,
cost
so
for me to
it's-
already go and see it.
It's
I
free,
don't
yeah.
know if I'd recommend going to pay to see it, but if it's on streaming and you have the service, then it's a fine watch.
Nice. The Beekeeper. A Jason Statham movie is just fine. Another hot
Yeah.
take from this Geeky Comics.
Jason Statham is, yeah. I think he's.
I
anything he's
enjoyed
in
it, but I
is-
wouldn't necessarily pay to go
good.
see it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Andy,
Although there
what'd
was
you
one
do?
plot point
Oh,
that I
sorry.
thought made just the one plot point that did bother me is like like in the midpoint through the movie, it's like they're sending he's like a retired beekeeper or whatever, so they're like they're
Oh.
sending the active beekeeper to take you out, Jason Statham. The woman was in the movie for like 5 fucking minutes. He defeats her easily, and then they just move on.
Beekeeper 2.
Beekeeper.
We're supposed to have like some sort of
Beekeepers are
super
coming to get
fight.
you.
He kills her just as easily as he kills everyone else in the movie. So why even do that?
The new Beekeeper.
Who sucks? She wasn't
They're gonna do a
around
spin-off.
long enough for me to learn her name,
Yeah. Beekeeper
She
2.
wasn't even the final boss. The final boss was just some dude that they introduced like
Yeah. The Honey
10
Master.
minutes before he killed him.
The Honey Master.
It was just some bodyguard. Just some
Wild.
dude.
Wow.
Yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
This,
Andy, what'd you do this week? Anything worth
so
talking about?
besides being sick and letting the kids watch whatever they want because they were sick this week,
Nice.
we finally got around because the new episodes are up on season 2 of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. And I liked the first season, and we watched the first episode of season 2, and they're
Nice.
still doing a great job with that character.
Yeah, I'd like to get into that, man. I'd like to take a look.
for taking such a run of the mill secondary character and making her into this really great character with the minor fourth wall breaks and the art style they
Boom.
chose for this comic book and everything else.
Yeah.
They did a really great job with this.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
yeah,
I
I
only
haven't
watched
caught
the
it
first-
yet, man.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, okay. I've heard good
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
It's Black History Month. Might as well watch some.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Oh,
heard it's
very
good. I mean,
cool.
we're not the age demo for that, but I've heard that it's a fun watch.
Yeah, it's more of a coming of age type thing, and the kids liked it, so it's like, hey, they liked it last year. They might, they liked it this year. So
Nice. Sweet.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I caught some of Chris Eliopoulos' NPR show. I don't remember what it's called either, but it was cool. Anyway, let's do news. There is not a whole lot going on, and definitely, catch the Comic Book Bullies tonight on these channels and others, outrightgeeker.com. But they're gonna probably dive a lot deeper into this than we are. But
yeah, there you go.
man, we
Rest in
usually
power.
don't talk about actors passing away, but fucking A, man. Carl Weathers passing this week. It really hit home. He's in just so many things that.
He's
Yeah,
only
I mean,
76 too.
Dude, he was doing another. He has a commercial this weekend. In
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Super Bowl. He's
I
yeah.
think he's going to be in that commercial, I assume. But yeah, he's been all over
Yeah.
TV for that. I mean,
They said they
he,
revamped it a little bit.
he was just in. He was a big player in the last couple of seasons of Mandalorian.
Mhm.
He, of course, is Apollo fucking Creed.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. He is.
Yeah, I mean Predator. I loved him in
Yeah.
a show called Arrested Development where he's playing himself. He was just hilarious in it. Just showed his.
I forgot he
range.
was in that, but yeah, he's
Oh, he was geniusly funny in that.
yeah,
shit. You got a stew going.
he did a good job, like playing such a wide range of characters. He wasn't just an action star. He also
Yeah.
like, I mean, he has his moments in Mandalorian, but mostly he's like this impressive, like elder statesman type of,
It's like
he's
a mafia thing almost.
Yeah, he's the middle manager guy, yeah, for like the mob.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't know, man. It
Really,
just really hit home.
You got to remember, he was an Oakland Raider for 2 years also.
Yeah, he was in the fucking NFL. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't even know that until I started reading about like his little mini obituaries this week.
Yeah.
And this guy did
man.
everything. He was
Dude, just
proud of it too.
oh man. Yeah. Cool. I just want to say that. But listen to the bullies. I'm sure they're going to get a little bit deeper into it, though. Not much news this week. Marvel is teasing the relaunch of the 2099 series. At the end of this week's Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2029 #5, which I did not read. It was Steve Orlando, Stefano Raphael, Raul Angula, and Corey Pettit on that book. But he faced off against Man-Thing 2099 in that issue. And none of us have been reading this.
No.
But it's
Nope.
kind of like
my reaction is that Man-Thing is like immortal, right? So why does there need to be a Man-Thing 2099? Can't it just be
especially in the
current
original
Man-Thing?
continuity of 2099, they've specifically said that the Doctor Doom of 2099, even though they call him Doctor Doom 2099, is still Victor. It's still the same Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom is one of those characters, like, no matter when they said it in continuity, he shows up. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, fucking in Jason Aaron's Thor run, he was fighting like All-Father Thor at the end of fucking time,
Yeah. But in the past issues of this, and it was like a Monster of the Week sort of thing, Spider-Man fought Werewolf by Night 2099, Zombie 2099, Dracula 2099, and Terror Inc. 2099. So you just take a character and stomp the fucking word, stamp 2099 on it, and then what? What do you got?
Those are some B-teamers that he was fighting.
It's weird. It's weird. But it says that he will return. So
there's
maybe
like a million Spider-Man villains. Why not just use like?
I never
understand.
I don't know how it works.
Like Chameleon 2099 or like Craven 2099 or some fucking thing.
Yeah,
I never understood this 2099 like alternate future of the 616. I never understood to even begin with because it was just like,
I mean, did this debut in like 1999? So it was like 100 years in the future or some fucking thing.
I think that,
but it was so weird even back then.
Because I was never.
I don't know. I mean, okay, we're
never into this.
I feel like we're being a bit harsh on this. I mean, if you're a fan,
I know
of this,
because we haven't read it.
But
I mean, I don't understand it, but it might be cool.
The original Miguel O'Hara stuff was coming out at a time when I was not reading comics because comics were dog shit during that time.
Sure.
Yeah,
they kind of were. They kind of were.
True.
They kind of were.
Also, I was probably too young. I was like, in 1999, I was 10 years old.
Well, you would have been into comics, but I mean, I was reading G.I. Joe.
Actually, wasn't. I didn't really get
Tyler.
into comics until like a few years after that. But whatever.
Yeah. I didn't realize I was that much older than you.
Oh yeah, you guys are old fogies. But
we're older. So I don't need to see more. I'm assuming that Miguel O'Hara is going to be leading the charge of all these books, but we don't even know if there's all these books yet. We don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
The only cool thing about Miguel is that he has Mjolnir. Other than that, he's not that great of a character.
I mean, there's also probably a little bit of corporate synergy here because he's such a big character in these Spider-Verse movies right now.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was the last bit of my notes before moving on. Red Sonja. Steve Niles is going to start writing Red Sonja in April 2024. He's known for like horror shit. You know what I mean? Like 30 Days a Night and Criminal Macabre. I mean, that's
the first thing that popped in my head was 30 Days of Night.
Yeah, he is an awesome horror writer. But and the art on this looks just fucking amazing, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Alessandro Amoruso is doing the art here. I had never heard of him, but look at that panel. That is awesome. That is some really, really good art.
That kind of looks almost right out of Berserk.
right? And I'm pretty sure the Red Sonja is like there's a new movie planned. I think they got that one girl who's in the Spider or Madam Web movie, who was in that show about doing drugs and shit that triggers me.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I think Sydney Sweeney is signed up to do the Red Sonja movie.
Huh.
So yeah, there you go. There you go.
I can kind of see that a little bit.
Well, I mean, she's super hot. That's all you really need. You know, I'm not taking anything away from Sydney Sweeney. I think she's a fine actress, but I mean, all you really got to do is throw down a bunch of cool action.
I mean, Red Sonja is like just kind of a vehicle to tell like these medieval sword and board type of things.
Yeah.
She's a character with name recognition, though. You know,
Exactly. She's had a
So-
movie. She's had staying power. She's been around
Yeah.
forever, and she's not going.
So sure, it's a good vehicle if you want to tell like some fantasy,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
sword and board.
And that
shit.
shit's always hot. Fantasy, sword, and sorcery shit is always hot.
Sure, it's an evergreen genre for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
So
really
they-
have much else to say about that, I guess.
I know. So there you go. Empire of the Damned in April. All right. Finally, in news, I told you it was a lame week. This is like two sides of a coin. It's really good news, but not really. It's an
since
adaptation of the
character-
show.
I was about to say the character on the right. I don't remember her name. I know she died in the show. I guess spoiler alert. So yeah, this is just an adaptation of the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate that they do these.
I mean, I don't
Ahsoka
really
should
know.
have her own book.
I don't know who this is for. I mean, if Ahsoka having a book, yeah, that's a fine idea.
That would be
But
awesome.
like just recreating something that you could just watch on Disney Plus whenever the fuck you want to. I guess this is for people who just would rather read a comic than watch a TV show. I don't think that's a very big group of people.
It might be for those people. I mean,
I
there's
guess,
probably
but
a
I
market
just-
out there for it.
It
I don't
must
get
be a
it.
pretty niche market, though. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
just-
remember back in the
don't
day
get it.
when they had just had the X-Men comic books that was just based upon the cartoon, and they called it
They still
X-Men
do that.
Adventures.
They
Yeah,
started
still
doing
do that.
the X-Men 92 stuff recently, didn't they?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's
and
a
it's
market.
supposed
There
to be a
probably is
bridge.
still a
Oh, no,
market
it's
for
X-Men
it.
Legends is what it's called, right? The
But
comic.
I think it's just supposed to be a bridge from like between the old shit and the new shit that's coming out.
Okay, but yeah, wasn't most of that stuff just like they use the style and the aesthetics of the TV show,
Exactly.
but they tell like original stories.
Exactly.
That's not what this is. This is
Dude,
just
they should be doing that. That's what they should be
that's
doing.
a good idea. I'd love that, but this is just, you know, do you want to experience something you've already experienced just differently?
Exactly. And her name's Morgan Elsbeth.
Hey, maybe that's a lot for that could if you want to do that, hey, whatever floats your boat. But
That
this
character on
is-
the right's name is Morgan Elsbeth, by the way.
okay,
Disney and
thanks.
Marvel are just trying to make their money somehow. I guess
Yeah, I don't know.
whatever
I
whatever
guess.
floats their boat.
I guess Rodney
Whatever.
Wells is quote unquote writing it. Steve Cummings is doing the art, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, and that's all the news we got this week. It was dog shit news. I told y'all. Let's do food.
Yummy.
Awesome. That's over. Now we're getting excited because this is actually good shit. Not really. Candied bacon Whopper.
Huh.
Okay.
I'm not sure what candied bacon is. It's like brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar bacon.
Like, I've heard of this before. Yeah, it is basically just like sugar baked into the bacon strips, which I don't know. This isn't the worst idea I've ever heard.
There's
It's
other
got
ways
onions
to do
on it
candy.
too.
There's other ways to do candied bacon. You could also put like almonds on it, or like
Ooh.
pecans or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm
it's
not
also
a big
it's
fan of
just
the Whopper,
brown sugar
but
on
I
your
might
bacon.
try this.
It's just brown
bit-
sugar bacon.
Yeah.
What it is, so
It's also got garlic aioli. Aioli, am I saying that right?
Yeah, and I've also
Aioli
seen
sauce.
this sweet bacon jam. Like I know Sonic did a burger that had something like that.
Yeah, and the fried
I don't-
onions.
I don't think I'd want this, but it's not a revolting idea. I could see the
Yeah,
appeal.
it's not. No,
It's
it's
half
actually,
and half for me too. I want to try it actually. I want to give it a
There's nothing
try.
wrong with the sweet bacon jam. Nothing wrong with the garlic. Nothing wrong with the.
I think
It's
I
just
can
the
get
Whopper
without the-
itself that is
It's
terrible.
just, yes,
I mean-
it's the Whopper. It is bad.
I mean, the Whopper's cut. Well, hey, I was kind of serious about doing like a fast food tier list, but I mean, the Whopper is not great, but it's not the worst either.
Yeah, no, it's not the worst.
I would
It's
get
alright.
this without tomatoes, though. I don't think tomatoes would go well with the brown sugar.
No, they
Oh,
won't.
dude, that's a nice point. That's a nice point.
No, the tomatoes will definitely not go well.
And
with the
Burger
brown
King,
sugar
so you
bacon.
can have it your way. It's BK can have it your way. Next, Mrs. Butterworth is rolling out Dunkin' Glazed donut flavored pancake syrup.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about
Okay,
this at all.
so glazed donuts are just donuts with sugar, basically. You know.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
like, how are they? Is this like sugary
Exactly.
syrup? Isn't syrup already sugary?
We'd have to ask, quote unquote, the culinary experts at Dunkin'.
No, it
that's
sounds like
literally in the
sugar-
press
quotes
release.
around that. Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like sugary on top of sugar syrup.
Yeah.
It's just sugar
Yeah.
syrup.
Are they having some like sort of yeast flavor, I guess, for the donut itself? I don't know.
So
what
what
the
they
hell
say, it's sweet vanilla flavor notes of fried glazed
Oh,
donut.
so it tastes like
Okay.
a Dunkin' Donut syrup.
Kind of.
That's what they're
It's
trying to go.
$4 and change, 24
No,
ounces. Check your
no.
Walmarts.
I don't
and
need
Krogers and
diabetes.
stuff.
No, I don't need diabetes.
Dude, it really does. It's like, yeah.
I mean,
so-
this is another one where it's like it's not an inherently revolting thing. It's just something that.
Well,
I'm
I don't
gonna be
even like
interested
Mrs.
in trying.
Butterworth. I'll be honest. I would
Miss
just rather have
Butterworth is
maple
just
syrup.
not good at all.
I would just rather have maple syrup.
Miss Butterworth is just sugar.
I mean,
Yeah.
they made the smart move of having a very distinct bottle shape because
Mhm.
that's really the only noteworthy thing about it as a product.
And they're plastic now. They don't even have the sell in them in glass anymore.
Well, of course they don't, but yeah.
Stupid
Yeah,
shit.
because glass bottles are expensive.
It's expensive to move around. All right, we do have a moment this week. Actually save us time later. Duke, number 1. Joshua Williams, Jordy Belair. Yeah, again, this book is suffering from nostalgia. Really, it was a fun, action-packed issue, right? But fights are happening. And, I mean, Destro, of course. Everybody knows Destro. But fights are happening between people who, folks, unless you're a G.I. Joe fan, you're not going to know who Rock and Roll is and how fun it is that he's got the video going in the background. You know what I mean?
So when I was reading this, I was like, oh my God, it's Captain Rock and Roll. It's like, what the hell is he doing here?
I love that he showed up, dude. It was so fucking cool.
Next thing you know, his buddy's gonna show up, but I can't remember his buddy name. But the second I'll see him, it's like, oh, it's so and so. You know, it's like,
yeah, Stalker.
Yeah, I think his name was Stalker. Yeah.
But again, look at like this is the actual Jeep. You know, this is the Jeep that you can get, or you could get for G.I. Joe. You know, it's like a classic shape to it.
I mean, I will say that I don't think this is suffering as much from the Cobra Commander book did, and like if you haven't done the required reading, there's nothing here for you. That's not as true here. I mean,
sure.
All I need to know about this is that this is like a big muscly dude who has big guns. Okay, I know everything I need to know. Let's go. You know.
Yeah. I mean, he's a lot deeper than that, but I think I was like, oh shit, it's Rock and Roll.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting into like the true textured lore of the fucking G.I. Joe.
But that's what I mean. I think like
all right.
It's just like the Star Trek comics. You know what I mean? If you had never watched Star Trek, you're not gonna like the Star Trek comics. If you have seen, you'd be like, oh, okay, he's good. But if you're like die-hard like Star Trek fan, like I am, then holy shit, it's like the best thing ever. And that I feel like this is sort of gearing itself, steering itself towards a certain segment. And that's going to hurt the overall Energon universe.
Yes, that's exactly true. Because the more it leans into that nostalgia, it's going to pull away from people who actually enjoy the product.
What I'm saying though is that like I think with the Star Trek book and with this one, I feel like the nostalgia definitely enhances the experience. I don't think it's strictly necessary. Like to be really frank about the Cobra Commander book, that book was kind of just boring for me.
Yeah, Cobra Law is boring
means
if you don't know what it is.
Nothing to me. But this is still like a fucking action scene. This is still like a big like shoot 'em up. So I can still enjoy this, even though I'm not a big G.I. Joe guy. In the same way that I didn't enjoy the Cobra Commander book as much, you know?
No.
I feel like I can add the perspective here of someone who doesn't know shit about G.I. Joe except for like
that's true. You can
the
add that
skeleton of it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, did you
recognize
recognize
me and Cobra are like Captain Rock and Roll and
not really.
Cobra Law?
Yeah, like that's like famously the Joe's like headquarters, in the comics.
I knew they had a headquarters. I didn't know it was called the Pit.
Yeah, and then Baroness, Destro and Baroness. I mean, that's unmistakable too, But
yes,
again, I just feel
the greatest non-relationship in relationship history.
Yeah, right. I just
We're
feel
not
a little
together,
bit like
in quotation marks.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I'm still enjoying the hell out of it, but I don't know if it can carry. Hey, maybe that's why the Duke series and the Cobra Commander series are only 5-issue miniseries, to back up the Transformers book. Because
it seems like the strategy they're taking so far is like everything else is just ancillary to Transformers.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you have Void Rivals and Transformers, and then you have these other books.
Right. Right. Yeah, Void Rivals is really easy to forget, even though Springer's supposed to show up soon, and I love
Void
some
Rivals
Springer.
currently right now is leading into the Transformers book from the last issue, so
Yeah.
they're going to start moving that direction. You can already tell the writing's on the wall.
Yeah. For sure. Cobra Commander number 2 in a couple weeks, and then Duke number 3 a week after that. So, all right, let's get in it. Comics this week were really, really good, y'all. I had a tough time making my list. Everything that I read that I liked, I was like, oh, I like that so much. I love that so much. So I'm not sure what to put on my list. I'll do an honorable mention for Drive Like Hell, Richard Dueck and Alex Cormack over at Dark Horse Comics. This is the last issue of this series where they sort of steal a demon's car, and it's got powers. And I mean, the art in it has been like this like the whole time. Just look at that. Just
that does look rad as hell.
Yeah, and that's what
the
it was.
artwork in this book is really well done.
Yeah, and then at the end, the demon ends up like fighting an archangel, and they steal his trumpet and shit. I mean, it was wild, dude. It was crazy. The whole thing was just fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's like a fever dream of some sort.
Yeah. Again, everything. I mean, you guys are probably going to mention this, but I mean, Off-World 3 was great. Incredible Hulk was great. Twilight was great. But I'm going to go Duke number 2 for my number 3 again. Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley. I mean, the action alone, it just as an action comic, it was great. But being just the big Joe fan I am, it feels just like Star Trek. Every time it comes out, it could just be on my list because it's Joshua Williamson. He's hitting all the right nostalgia buttons there.
Josh did really great.
Working.
Yeah, he did a really great job with this book. But this was a little bit more like, we talked about it a little bit earlier, where it says Captain Rock and Roll just is there, and it's everybody's just like, I could see some of the people, and I've read some of the reviews already. Some of the reviews were just like negging on like Captain Rock and Roll. It's like, why did you bring him back for it? Well, it's Captain Rock and Roll. Come on, he's not.
He's
that
awesome.
Bad of a character. He's not that bad of a character.
I have his action figure, his classified action figure, and Stalker. I love and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I have all of these figures. Of course, I love these fucking guys. I play with them all the time. I mean, literally, I will pose and put them on dioramas.
But that's more of my honorable mention is Duke too. So I mean, yeah, nice. It's just more of like nostalgia for nostalgia's stakes, but it's leaning more into nostalgia than usual for me.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. All right, T.
All right, I'll do an honorable mention for Incredible Hulk.
Good books this
mostly
week.
For Nick Klein's artwork. I mean, all this shit going on in Banner's head is fucking rad as hell. Especially the part where you have like the Hulk skeleton cage around Banner and everything. I don't know if you got that.
Oh no, I got the big monster. Oh, so
the
sorry.
The big monster's a lot of fun too. Ghost Rider shit is a lot of fun too. But yeah, this is the art alone makes this a fun read, and it is a pretty fun story too.
So they had the World War II Ghost Rider this one, and just that panel with Banner inside that Hulk cage was awesome.
Oh yeah, I should have gotten that panel, dude. I really should have gotten that panel.
That was really good.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, I'm sure, for people to visualize if they haven't seen it, because that isn't the best description I can.
So sorry.
Well, but anyway, another honorable mention for Wolverine number 42.
Yeah, that's my number 1 book this week. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll talk more about it later.
That's my number 3. That's my number 3 this week.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Okay, so I will say Sabretooth is a boring fucking character. He's just, I'm evil.
He's just
look how brutal I am, Wolverine. But the shit with Wolverine, where he's like the angst and like he's fucking ripping his arms off in order to escape the cage and everything, like that's just
incredibly good.
Benjamin Percy writing Wolverine and like getting into like the inner monologues and everything has always been such a highlight in this book. Sabretooth himself, boring as shit.
Yeah, he's
just
dumb.
He's such a 2D like nothing character. Also, fucking hell, goddamn Cypher, just fucking let him suffer with his mind blank, and because you were like, oh, but I feel bad for Sabretooth. He went around and fucking did genocide across a multiverse. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, no, that was the problem.
Such
but
a fucking idiot. I hate him.
Corey Smith just murdered this art. It might be the most graphic. It might be the most graphic.
Oh yeah, I mean they were billing this as the most violent Wolverine story of all time. I
mean, look at this. I love this.
Yeah, that's my number
I mean,
3.
and-
So yeah, we can continue.
yeah,
on it,
we
yeah.
finally know Wolverine can pop the claws without hands, and I was just like,
Yeah, they're stored in his
"Holy
forearm when
shit."
he's not using them.
Just holy shit. I mean, and then Laura's even getting in on it.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken down, I think, 2 of the saber teeth so far.
Yeah, saber teeth.
But also that one guy was an idiot because he wakes up Colossus and then it's like, oh, there's literally nothing we can do to hurt Colossus once he's meddled up,
That was the biggest mistake of the book. Is like, hey, Colossus, wake up.
Yeah, if they killed him in his sleep, they would have been able to do it. But like once he's meddled up, there's nothing these guys can do. Their claws can't cut his skin.
Jab him in his throat, down mouth maybe, but shit, I don't know.
Hey, Sabertooth,
they're not going to murder them.
Verse sucks.
Yeah.
So take that.
Yeah, between the body horror and just how just dickish Sabretooth is in this book, it's just so. It's well done, and the art is really good and everything on this too.
He's a bad character, but he is a good catalyst for Wolverine.
Perfect.
He does that better than almost any other character.
Yeah, perfectly said. Perfectly said. So that's your honorable mention, right, T?
Yep. My number 3 is Spine-Tingling Spider-Man, number 4.
Yeah, this was awesome, dude.
Yeah, this has been such a unexpected delight, this whole mini-series here. It is a little bit like, this is the one I was hoping you would bring up, where he like the whole, like the walk up, the clenched fist. That is such great visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate fuck you, Green Goblin moment.
The sequential art here is.
Throughout this series, this art has been fucking fantastic, and just these double-page spreads in every single issue, just about. Like, this has been a real treat. I worry this might have gone under some people's radar. I almost didn't pick it up. I probably wouldn't have if there was a good Peter Parker Spider-Man book out right now, because he's, he's my favorite character, and I haven't had an opportunity to read him in a good book in forever, so I'll give this a shot. I'm so glad I did.
But people reading this in those trades are going to have a problem. These 2-page spreads don't look as good in a trade. I'm sorry, they just don't.
Yeah, you got that crease in the middle. It's kind of hard to do anything about.
Crease, but damn, this book is incredibly beautifully drawn.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, the story's not bad.
The story's not bad. I mean, I will say that like the whole "I was all androids" is a little like mid-2000s Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But it was kind of weird. Yeah.
But that being said, it's fine. It's just like,
oh, I had such a good time with this too, man.
It facilitates like a really good like psychological horror story with Spider-Man, which I don't think I've ever seen one before ever, really. And this one is honestly very good.
Yeah.
And then him beating the dog shit out of the Jackal at the end was so cathartic.
Oh, yeah. Man. And just brilliant. So well done.
It was well done, yeah.
All right, Andy, honorable mentions.
Well, since we already know my number 3, which was Wolverine number 42, let's just do my honorable mentions in length then. My honorable mentions, this happened to be Duke, number 2, and then also World Tree, number 7.
World Tree was right back into effect. A little slower issue building up into the second arc. But yeah, still very well done. It feels a little lost to me, like Lost, like we're going back and like seeing the past. And the first arc did that several times, but never like 3 times in the same issue. And this book did that 3 times in the same issue, where we went back.
Yeah, this one was a little bit more off the rails than usual, but it's still well done. The evil dark net that is out there, that the internet beneath the internet is still murdering people left and right if you look at it, and people are just like, what do you mean? Let's take a look at it. And you're just like, oh, come on, stop. But
you stay off the internet.
Stay off the internet, people. But yeah, I do like, I mean, this is I don't think I've read a comic book quite so much where every single word actually does matter most of the time.
Oh, no.
In this one.
Yeah.
Because it seems like almost every single word that anybody says matters.
Yeah.
It's just like
Tynian's writing very tight on that book.
It's just like there's no throwaway dialogue in this book, whereas it's like someone says something, that's what it means. It's not like secondhand or whatever. It's just no, this is what it is. So that the writing on this is top notch.
Yeah, agreed. And that was not. Oh yeah, that's right. Wolverine.
That's my number. And number 3 is Wolverine.
Nice,
Sabretooth 4, because this Wolverine just doing Wolverine shit with no hands.
I love this shit with no hands. What? That's so
the
fun.
very last page was
Oh,
awesome.
dude, it gets you.
something,
It's like,
something I didn't mention earlier was like at the beginning of the book, Sabretooth. I think that was Akihiro's like claw that he was using to pick his teeth with at the beginning. That is some good visual storytelling. It's like, oh, what it at first I was like, where did he get a stick? I'm like, oh, that's what that is.
right.
You know?
Yeah, but this
dude.
last page, this very last couple of panels right here, this is amazing
How
right
old
here.
he is really fucking old a number. Yeah.
This is amazing. Where it's like, I hope I'm not too late. Please don't make me too late. You're probably too late, Logan.
Nah, she gonna be fine. Well, there are 2 of them running around now, so maybe they can murder one off. You know. I don't know. We'll see.
And that's why it was my number 3.
Yeah, great choice. Great choice. All right, that comes around to me for my number 2, and I think it's pretty easy. Beast World. Tom Taylor, Ivan Rice. Solid ending. I didn't like the way they brought Beast Boy back, making him a starfish. I thought that was kind of a weird. Of course, Detective Chimp's going to come up with that fucking idea. But the ending with Raven was like, okay, I see what you're doing, Tom Taylor. You know, you're not done. And there was just beautiful Ivan Rice, stuff going on. Donna Troy getting her cool new suit. Hall of Order. I mean, a lot is changing. This really pushed the status quo in the DC universe
I do
forward.
like the Titans taking over the Justice League headquarters. That was kind of like,
well, no, the Titans aren't. No, that's on Waller, Amanda Waller taking.
Oh, Amanda Waller. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Out of sync here.
Yeah, they've still got Titans Tower, and it's just going to be very interesting to see what else Amanda Waller does. And I loved what she did in this book, and it was really an Amanda Waller book. Sure, it was all DC Comics, big, huge, stupid fun, with Beast Boy and the Titans. But I mean, the implications here, like Tom Taylor still bringing in real world social stuff and moving the whole DC universe forward in a way that I'm sorry, Marvel just isn't doing right now. It feels like Titans, Nightwing, the events, even the stuff going on in Superman, is leaning into every fucking thing else. And those are their big pushes for the year. I mean, Avengers doesn't feel like it's leaning into anything. The Fantastic Four is sitting all by itself. Spider-Man has a gang war going on, but it's literally the only ongoing book that's like involved in that. Everything else is like these little miniseries with Luke Cage and all that shit. So I don't know.
Well, that
I
in
just
and of
love what they're
itself
doing
doesn't
at
make
DC.
it a good thing. But Tom Taylor and all the books he's like telling himself, he does a good job with it. When it's done well, it can be fun. When it's not, it can just be a big like checklist you have to get through.
Yeah.
But they're doing it well. So
yeah, if Beast World is any indication of what DC Comics is going to bring us in the context of big, huge events, a linked, shared, actually a universe that feels like it's shared. Yeah, I'm stoked. I had such a good time reading this, man. Reading it. It was so fun. Again, it was weird the way they brought Beast Boy back, turning him into a starfish. It was weird. Or whatever. I did have a moment, but I did also have a moment where they learned that, oh shit, by killing all these little baby stars, we kind of fucked up and might have fucked them up. You know what I mean? That was a fun
Well,
moment.
Gar wasn't going to stay dead forever.
Dude, he got shot in the eye last event. Quit picking on this motherfucker. This is the new Wally.
I mean, no character ever stays dead.
This is the new Wally. Just keep picking on fucking Beast Boy.
They have been picking on him a lot lately. That is true.
Beast Boy is an easy pick on sometimes.
Well, he's in love with a demon now, too.
Classic.
Yeah. He's still in love with Raven, and she's a fucking demon.
So she's always been a demon.
Technically, yeah, she's always.
I know, but
she is the daughter of Trigon. And Trigon is the lord of
the
fucking demons.
Yeah, she's the bad side of the coin now. But all right, Taylor, number 2.
My number 2 you mentioned earlier, Batman Off-World, number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, the cover of this book just looks like a fucking metal album, so that's like already off to a good start.
Heavy metal. Dope. Let's go, heavy metal.
Yeah.
Halfway through this book, I was like, I had to look, is this the last issue?
Well, it's definitely the end of it. It's conclusive in the way because like he accomplished what he did. We were talking before about like, in those first couple of issues, at least I would say that like you feel like the payoff is coming. Like you could feel like even though Batman's like getting just run through the ringer here, he feels like everything is going according to plan. And here we do get that big payoff. I mean, yeah, he makes out with a sexy alien woman, getting his Captain Kirk on, even got his shirt off.
I thought he was going to, yeah, exactly, getting his Captain Kirk on. I thought he was going to go a little further with it, but
yeah, then we get to see his like space armor, and he just fucking. We get to have that cool like. Yeah, this is what Batman is all fucking about. Like, he is this just indomitable force of nature, and he goes through and just beats the shit out of all these hunters. And like his final fight with the Captain Dickoff, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He just beats the shit out of him, and it's very, very satisfying. And you're right, this felt like it could have been a final issue, but then he's like, you know what? There's a fucking crime syndicate here, and I'm fucking Batman. So
dude,
let me go deal with that.
And the girl kind of says, "Oh, this Gotham must be the most beautiful place in the galaxy."
I love that line, and
dude.
I love like his nod answer as a reply. He's like, he knows that Gotham is not a beautiful place.
Gotham is a shithole, man.
Gotham is a shithole, but it is his shithole.
Exactly.
And the people who live need someone to step the fuck up, damn it. And Batman's gonna do it. But yeah.
Did they kill his wolf? Did that dude not kill his wolf? I don't remember seeing it at the end. So.
If he had killed the wolf, I think Batman would have been like,
"Don't kill the fucking dog, Jason Aaron.
Don't
kill the fucking dog. Rule number one, don't kill the dog."
I don't.
He got it to yelp, which was, he kicked the dog. He didn't kill the dog.
Yeah, man. But there's a couple other things here. Like a flashback to when this alien and him met in Gotham. I love that. But during like the big fight, Jason Aaron does so many things during the fight. He talks about he learned about it. He did do the training that we didn't see him have in issue number 1. He kicked the pressure points, the nerve clusters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's Batman at his best. The guy who just like has like the control of the fight. Like my favorite Batman fight of all time is him versus the fight. Him versus the mutant leader in the Dark Knight Returns. When they're fighting in the mud pit. That is the quintessential Batman moment for me. And this had that kind of energy. Like, dude, physically 100%. He is completely outmatched, but he is completely in control because he knows what to fucking do.
When you have Batman on his back foot and he knows exactly how to hurt his enemy, and the enemy's like, "I got you exactly where to," and then Bruce just goes, "Yeah, fuck you," and this like wins him immediately. That is good Batman shit.
Yeah. Like, I think Jason Aaron, like, I still think it is a weird thing to put Batman out in space, but I think the choice works because Jason Aaron seems, I think he fundamentally understands what makes for a cool Batman story.
Yes.
And he's able to make that shine through, even though we've put him in such a strange setting, such an unfamiliar setting for him.
Yeah. But you say in control during that fight. He even says it took 3 kicks and like 26 punches to knock him down, and then I hit him 5 more times. And I love the line. I love the fucking line, but is he in control at that moment? You know what I mean? He even tells the wolf, no killing, but I don't know. I just love what Jason
didn't kill him. Fuck you.
I know he didn't. He didn't. I know. I'm just saying he didn't kill him, but still control. I don't know, because I tend to agree with you. Yeah, he was in control, but he was still really pissed off. You know what I mean? He was still
in an understandable way, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There's layers here. Jason Aaron's just doing a fantastic job on this.
Like, I think that's a good ogre, because
it's like an onion, it has layers.
It's not just Batman being like a machine, that does add some pathos to the character that like it took me a minute to rev down the engine because this guy's such a fucking shithead,
Yes. Him flying through space and shit from ship to ship.
Oh yeah. Give me more of that. Rad as hell,
Awesome.
And Jason Aaron, maybe better than any other writer working today, is so good at manufacturing those fuck yeah moments.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. All right, number 2? Are we at number 2?
Yeah, he's number 2.
Yeah, my number 2. My number 2 is Moon Man over at Image Comics.
Yeah, this is an okay story by Kid Cudi. I like where they're going with it. But holy shit, that fucking art. Oh my god.
Man, you can't take it for granted with these like celebrity writers stepping in. A lot of them have been coming up and they're doing good work,
So it's like I didn't look up who Kid Cudi is, or if I'm not sure, or
Cudi.
Scott, whatever his name is.
Cudi.
But this has got the writer from.
I'm sorry.
This has got the writer from Radiant Black, so it's got good writing behind it, and it's got a good artist. And so this has to do about like the ultimate what if story. What if those missing minutes that we had during the blackout period when man first went to the moon, and it kind of delves really deep into that, and it's got this nice story behind it, and the artwork works, and this really good storytelling behind it, and I think it's really
we learned the astronaut gets some superpowers is what we learned.
Yeah.
We're not really sure how they work, but
it's like,
go ahead, finish.
yeah,
I want to
it's
ask
just
a
like
question
it's one of those things where you're just like, what happened during those missing minutes? And it's like, this is what happened. And then you have this guy who comes back, and I have powers and all this other stuff, and it's like, oh, okay. And they're trying to keep it on the hush hush, and it's like, well, wait, hold on a second.
But he can't take it anymore. There's like, protests and shit going on that are getting locked down, and he wants to get out there. But is this going to be part of the Massiverse? With Higgins
I don't think so.
involved?
I don't
think
this
so
is
either.
separate from
But
the Massiverse. So
it's fucking great. It was really cool. And again, that art.
It was fun.
Shit.
It was very fun. And for this,
it's really good style.
This kid Chudy, like I said, I need to look him up and find out who he is. I mean, this is good, right? This is a good first outing for this Chuddy for this celebrity writer. It's not a bad outing for him. I mean,
it's fantastic. Extra large. It was an extra large first issue, so he had a little bit more room, he
had a little bit more room to tell a good story, and I'm glad that he did, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it too, man. I'm ready for issue 2. I want to see what else comes from this story. I don't know, where he's going to end up taking it, but it was good. It was good.
He had enough room to breathe, where it gave him enough time to show his strengths.
Yeah, 100%. I liked it. I liked it too. All right, number 1's Wolverine. Fucking fantastic. Go ahead, Taylor. What's your number 1? We already talked about.
Yeah, my number 1. Another one you mentioned before, Avengers Twilight, number 2.
Hey, that's my number 1 also.
Okay, good. Good.
That's my number 1 also. Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, Daniel Acuna's artwork alone makes this a really entertaining read.
Yes.
But
exactly.
they are basically just doing this is Dark Knight Returns but Avengers, or really I guess but Captain America specifically.
Yeah, it's but Captain America.
Yeah, and execution always matters more than whatever tropes you're using, and the execution here is great.
That dialogue right there is that's the dialogue from this
quintessential issue. Steve Rogers, man, right
there. It is, and it doesn't work, and that was a really good, I think, commentary that they're making with this is that
we are Americans. We look out for people. We don't turn our backs. And now that and the next page is just fucking amazing too.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I do think that we're going to eventually
I knew we were going to talk about it.
I don't think the book is going to be that cynical. I do think that we are going to see what, Captain America is right at the end of the day. But they're making you fucking earn it. It's not just there are bigger problems here that can be fixed with even Captain America's speech making, Yeah. And so I really like the conversation with Kamala. That's a good pull on their part. She'd be old enough to be maybe lower middle age at this point, and just getting her to come out of retirement. The ramifications of these people stepping up. There are consequences for them doing the right thing here, because Steve's girlfriend, they never really specify, but the woman he's with, she gets pulled out of her life, and she is fucking furious with him.
Yep.
But we understand why. We understand that he is doing the right thing, but they are showing that there are consequences for stepping up like this.
Yeah.
My favorite part of it is how it's just mirroring society. It's doing a great job of talking about what's happening now.
It has things to say, with Ultron and the Red Skull have been revealed to be the big bads here.
That almost puts it all over the top. Where of course shit is terrible. Oh my God! It almost makes it too comic booky to put those faces on.
And Tony's
what's
idiot
happening.
Fucking son, is such a such a punchable little prick.
He is. When Chip Zdarsky holds up a mirror to society, he really holds up that mirror and just goes, "Hey, take a look at what you're doing right now.
You are, yeah.
This is what you are," and he literally shoves the mirror in your face, and this is what it is, and that's what this book is. That's what Avengers Twilight is. It's the ultimate. Here you go. This is what you are. Take a look at it.
Now, I am confident that we're going to get some catharsis in this. It's not just going to be things suck and there's nothing you can do about it. The message needs to be things suck, do something about it.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for. This has been a lot of fun.
I don't see Steve Rogers making it out of this book alive.
I don't see him.
Sure,
either.
that'll be like
No.
a big tragic thing at the end, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they could also have him like he has to step down from being Captain America, but he's guiding the new generation. That's how Dark Knight Returns ended. I am wondering if they're going to be just completely reading all the homework from that. But yeah.
No, this is reading like a typical hero journey. Yeah, Steve will probably not only if he doesn't die, he'll be no longer Captain America. He'll have to take some sort of antidote to the super serum.
Or maybe he ends up missing a limb or something. That's
something will happen to him.
That's one of the favorite forced retirement things they do with superheroes.
Yeah,
that's how Peter gets retired in the Spider-Girl books from back in the day.
Does he even have the shield in this issue at all?
No, they make a point of saying that he does not have a shield. So that'll be a big moment when he gets his shield, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when
he'll
he gets
steal
his
it
shield,
from that other fucking Captain America who's got it, whoever the fuck that is.
Yeah, prick. Yeah, whoever he is.
Yeah, fucking asshole.
Probably the U.S. soldier, whatever.
Right. U.S. agent.
Now,
U.S. agent. Yeah.
I don't remember how many issues this is, but compared to the first issue, I felt like this dragged just a little bit. But they wanted to tell more of the story. They wanted to show us more of the universe. They wanted everybody to have big moments. The government throwing the thunderbolts in, the president getting shut down, Cap having his big moment and his small moments, like rescuing people from the streets. Luke Cage having his little political thing where he's like, man, our little secret base doesn't look like too much of a fucking secret anymore. And Cap's like, where the hell am I supposed to take them? Chip Zdarsky's doing a really good job of telling a comic book story that could actually just be a fucking movie. It could just be a movie.
I think that is something that elevates this book is they are showing that it is hard to do the right thing.
It's hard to to revolution, man. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard to do the right thing. That is correct.
Yeah. But yeah, fantastic fucking issue. And then Andy's number one, he already said.
Yeah, that was my number one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Twilight. It's same.
Yeah, book. Twilight, without a doubt. Avengers Twilight, without a doubt. Yeah, that was just well done.
Yeah, I like it too.
Well, a very misleading cover because Iron Man had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Iron Man's not even in the book.
They didn't even show his hologram self like they did.
They mentioned him. They mentioned him. Oh, we got to get Tony.
And that was
I'm a hologram.
Yeah, they did that, and then the stinger at the end of this is like, hey, we can actually go save Tony. Let's go do it. Yeah. So the next one apparently has Ms. Marvel on the cover, so I'm guessing she has nothing to do with issue 3.
Yeah. We're getting into the original Avengers Assemble part of the story, I think.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Or whatever the Avengers of this 616 alternate timeline is. Yeah.
No, you're right.
We're the 615. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever this universe is.
20 or I don't know, 2064 or something. Who the fuck knows?
What's the ultimate one? Is that 1616?
1610, I think.
Okay, I know it's 16 something, but yeah.
Yeah. And that's the new Ultimate Universe. It used to have a
the original Ultimate was like 1620 or something like that.
Yeah, it had.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it was like multiple digits on that one.
The way they did it was like 1 because all of them started with 1 except for the 616, and then 616. 20 was supposed to be 2.0. That's what was big. That's what was big when they first started.
Complete tangent. We talked about it at the time, but I do wish in the MCU that they had not gone with 615. Just go ahead and officially label it some other universe.
It doesn't have to be connected to shit.
Yeah.
You don't have to connect.
Sorry, 616. I should have said.
The MCU for the MCU is 616, but it's not the actual 616. It's the MCU. Yeah, they're two separate things.
Yeah, the MCU should have given it a completely different number. I did not like how they just used the comic book universe number.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like that.
No, in the comic books, it's not even 616. It's more of
but we're comic guys, so of course we don't fucking like that. Anybody else who heard that has no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Oh, they gave it
a number. It's nothing to them, and it's annoying for us. So that's a bad choice then.
Exactly. All right, let's wrap this shit. Thanks for hanging out. Watch the Bullies. They got a show tonight. They're definitely going to get into Carl Weathers. If you want links to everything they got going on and everything we got going on, outrightgeekery.com. What?
I said rest in power, brother.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But all of our links are up there on Outright Geekery. We'd really appreciate if you go up there and follow us along. Man, I am losing my voice, which does not bode well for tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, barring my throat not breaking out. Also check out the group at that link. No bullying. Andy's running that bad boy. So much fun.
Yeah, that's this guy.
We had like 20 new members this week, or like in 2 days, something like that. This weekend, something like that.
Yeah, we're like 91 away from 18,000 members over on the group page.
Awesome.
We are just on the cusp of finally breaking that milestone. So that's always a good thing to see.
Right. Again, thanks for hanging out. Come back tomorrow. But most of all, thanks to these guys for hanging out with this guy.
Good times.
We're going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Ooh. And I hope